Hey, this is Clayton from thegoal60.com. It's 2017, first week of August, so that means that college football season is right around the corner. At this point, we've had a week of practice for all the teams, so it's a good time to jump into this. But keep in mind that with these predictions, we still have 2 to 3 weeks of practice for each team, which means there could be injuries, there could be suspensions, things that we don't know about in the future. So this is as of right now. The first thing I want to go over is this is part 1 of 5. Each Power 5 conference is going to have its own video, and the first one is going to be the SEC breakdown. So I come up with a power rating system for each team. I come up with 4 categories: offensive rushing, offensive passing, defensive rushing, and defensive passing. I won't go over each one of those grades today because it just will take too long. But I will have those posted on my website, on Twitter, as the season goes on. So I'll keep you updated on what I think should be the adjustment for each team each week. So overall, usually I don't come up with a end of the year projection simply because of injuries, suspensions, things like coaches being fired. So this is kind of rare, but I think it's important this year, and I'm kind of adding it into the way I handicap, because I'm looking at an overall picture and then each week a more defined individual picture. So just to jump right in, and also all of these breakdowns will be on the website in the form of a blog with the video. So you can get the write-up and go back and read through all these. There'll be more information on each blog about the season. So the SEC West. I know this is going to be a off-the-wall crazy idea, but I do think Alabama goes undefeated again. I guess I am a homer when it comes to that, going to school there, but at the same time, I really think this year, with what's coming back, I think they're strong and they're set up for a good run again. So this year they do bring back 6 starters on offense and 5 on defense. A lot of backups last year did play, which is kind of standard for a Nick Saban football team. We rotate a lot of guys through. So I have them going 12-0, 8-0 in the conference, and going to Atlanta to play for the SEC championship game. Right now, Vegas has the win total at 10.5, with the over being heavily favored at -200, while the under is +160. So keep up with that. Usually, I don't see a value play on these teams unless it's more than a game and a half difference between what Vegas says they'll be. Next up, I have Auburn finishing second in the West with 8 starters on offense and 7 on defense, going 10-2, 6-2 in the conference. Right now, Vegas has them at 8.5 wins, with the over being favored at -150, with the under at +120. So still, I don't see enough value there for that bet either. Third, I have Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss is on, they've got a lot of problems. They're not going to the postseason, so keep that in mind. I do have them finishing third in the West, but really right now we don't know what will happen. This is completely off of talent and how their schedule fell. So obviously halfway through the season, they may fold or they may carry momentum through the entire year and follow Coach Matt Luke to the end. But right now I have them with 5 starters on offense and 6 starters on defense coming back, finishing with an 8-4 record, 5-3 in the conference. And right now Vegas says 5.5 wins. So I think that they'll do much better based off of their talent. Once again, I'll say that. If you go straight off their talent, I would definitely bet the over at -135 and not the under at +105. Next up, I have Texas A&M with 5 starters coming back on offense, 7 on defense. I have them projected at 8-4, 5-3 in the conference. So really, they're tied with Ole Miss in my projection, but I do think Ole Miss beats them this year. Right now, Vegas has them at 7 wins, so it's not enough to give us any kind of value, with the over-under being at -110. So not a lot of movement there on Texas A&M in Vegas now. LSU bringing up in 5th. A lot of people have them projected a lot higher than that. I just feel like, one, you've got to have a really good quarterback to be in a strong conference and to finish well. I still have them finishing 8-4, which is a good year, but I don't think it's what most people expect. 4-4 in the conference. Right now, Vegas has them a win total of 9, with the over being shaded at -130 and the under being +100. Mississippi State finishing in 6th with 7-5 record, 3-5 in the conference. I have them bringing back 7 starters on offense, 6 on defense. And the over-under is 5.5, with the over being at -155 and an under at +125. With 7 wins projected, that is a win and a half away from the over-under in Vegas. So I think there is some value with the over there. Arkansas finishing up dead last in the West at 5-7, 3-5 in the conference. They do bring back 6 starters on both sides of the ball, but I don't see them doing very well this year. The over-under in Vegas is 7, with it shaded over at -130 and under at +100. Now, this I have a 2-game difference between what I project them and what Vegas has projected. So I think the value is in the under. Next up, we have the SEC East. So I have Georgia winning the SEC East. With 7 returning starters on offense and 10 on defense, they're loaded. So I think Jacob Eason as a quarterback is going to really break out this year and not have a sophomore slump. I think he's going to have a very good year. He's very football smart, which I think goes a long way into projecting a good season for a team. I have them going 11-1, 7-1 in the conference, and Vegas has them at 8.5 with the over shaded at -130. So obviously, I think you take the over in this situation, and you win by 2 or 3 wins on the season. South Carolina actually have finished in 2nd. This team was not very good last year. They did make it to a bowl, but I think this year they make a lot of strides under their new coach, their second-year coach, and with bringing back 10 starters on offense, 6 on defense, I have them going 8-4, 6-2 in the conference. Vegas has them at 5.5 wins with the over at -130, under +100. So I think the over in that as well. Tennessee, I have finishing 3rd with 7 starters on each side of the ball. I have them finishing 7-5, 3-5 in the conference, with a down year from the last few years, which is to be expected after losing so many starters, so many key starters like quarterback last year. So Vegas has them at 7.5 wins. Obviously, us only being a half win below, I wouldn't touch it. And then 4th, I have Kentucky, bringing back 8 starters on offense, 9 on defense, going 6-6 in the conference, making it to another bowl game, 3-5 overall conference record. And Vegas has them at 7 wins, with the over as being plus money, +130, the under being -160. So I'm only 1 win away from what Vegas projects. So again, I would not touch that. 5th, I have Florida, which drops off dramatically because the last 2 years they have made it all the way to the SEC championship game. This year, I think it catches up with them finally as the East continues to get better. I have Florida returning 9 starters on offense with 5 on defense, and I have them projected going 6-6, 3-5 in the conference. This year, Kentucky breaks the streak and beats Florida. That's how they have them tied in the conference, but Kentucky finishing ahead of Florida. So Florida has 6-6. The over-under in Vegas is 8, with a lot of people betting the over. So a lot of people going with the past few years and not with what agreeing with me, I guess. The over is -155. So I think there's huge value in taking the under at +125. Finishing in 6th, I have Vanderbilt with 9 returning starters on offense and 7 on defense. I have them going 4-8, a down year from last year. They did make it to a bowl game. They had a bad loss last year, and I think it carries over into this season. Even though they do return a very good running back in Webb, I just don't see them making it very far. So I have them going 4-8, 1-7 in the conference. Vegas has their over-under at 6, with the over being plus money at 120, and the under being shaded as the favorite at -150. So again, that is 2 wins difference. So I would take the under with what looks like the majority of folks are doing at -150. And last in the conference, I have Missouri, finishing 7th in the East, bringing back 10 starters on offense and 5 on defense. That's a lot of returning starters, But if it's not very good starters, does it really matter how much experience you have? So in this case, I'm going against the usual thinking of more starters you have, the better team to be. With, like I said, not great starters coming back, I don't see them doing a lot. I have them finishing 3-8, 0-8 in the conference. With 6.5 wins projected by Vegas, the over is the underdog at plus 120, while the under is the favorite at minus 150. I definitely think it's going under. I have them a 3.5 game difference between what Vegas projects them and what I project them. So again, just to sum up the SEC, I have Alabama playing Georgia and Atlanta. I can't go against my team. Unfortunately, I have in this. So I have Alabama finishing 13-0 and going to their 4th playoff appearance in the 4 years of playoffs have been with us. So just to go over the entire season with who I have in the Final Four, I'll do this for each video. But to go ahead and do it, I have Alabama playing Florida State in a rematch in the first playoff game. And then I have USC playing Ohio State, which I have Alabama having another rematch with Ohio State from the 2014 Sugar Bowl. And this time, I'm hoping, as well as I'm thinking, that Alabama beats Ohio State and wins the national championship. So all I ask is that if you did like this video, please like and share. Check out thegoal60.com. Follow me at thegoal60. Also, in the bottom in the description, I will have a couple betting basics videos that I actually did last year. I'm going to put those links in the description. So if you hadn't checked those out, check them out. Also, there will be 4 other parts to these conference breakdowns. So make sure you check those out as well. Thank you for your time. See you next time.